Morning, guys. I just want to give you a brief intro to what we're going to learn about this week. And I hope that it's not something that you hate to do, that you actually like and learn, because no matter what you decide to do in life, what career it is, what trade you're going into, whatever, I think this will be helpful to all of you because we are always seeing information, whether that's you actually watch or read the news, social media, obviously, I know you guys access, and there's always information that we look at, but I think it's very helpful to to know how to read it and to be knowledgeable on what is this company or person trying to show me. Is it accurate? And just being, I don't know, can't think of the word, of course, because my mind is going crazy, but I don't know, just being smart about things, right? So I'm going to show you where we're at. So we're down, let's see, we did Z-score 2 weeks ago because last week was midterm and you had the week off. So I have this website that I really, really like because it explains examples of what makes a graph misleading. So that's what we're going to talk about is misleading graphs that you guys see probably all the time and maybe don't even realize it right now. But we're going to learn because we don't want to think something is true or believe something when in fact we were being misled. So and this is another reason why I love statistics, is just because it's about analyzing the world around you, like being common sense thinkers type of thing. So anyway, sorry, my computer, this isn't my computer, it's my son's computer, but it is terribly slow. But anyway, so this website gives like main examples of what is a misleading graph, what makes a misleading graph. But the most important thing that I see all the time that makes a graph misleading is the y-axis. If the y-axis doesn't start at 0, then it's misleading. X-axis is a different story. X-axis doesn't have to start at 0. The y-axis does, because when it doesn't, then it may be showing a more drastic increase than what is really happening. So like this one from the New York Times, I think is what it says. Anyways, it starts at 94 million, and then it shows that the federal welfare has gone up so much, whereas if they change the graph to where it started at 0 instead of 94 million, it wouldn't look like this drastic kind of slope that it has now. Anyway, and then also your project, I mentioned that USA Today has what is called snapshots, and a lot of times these snapshots are misleading. Not all the time. I'm not saying every single one is, but but I don't know. I don't know what percentage are misleading, but I just know that quite a few of them are. Okay. So like I said, y-axis has to start at 0, or it's just not a correct representation of the difference between things. And your scale obviously has to be even numbering. Like if you're doing, everyone is by 2 or everyone is by 5 or by whatever it is, that needs to stay consistent. Needs to be that consistent numbering. Anyway, so here's another one. The y-axis doesn't start at 0, and then it showed, that so many more Democrats agreed with the court than Republicans or independents. Again, misleading graph. And then, anyways, it goes on. I just want you to look at the examples. Y-axis, like I said, needs to start at 0. Any pie chart, a lot of pie charts can be misleading. because they try to make them pretty by making them 3D, and any 3D bar chart or pie graph is going to be misleading. The 3D effect of it makes it seem like some portion is bigger than the other when it's not. So the 3D, if you find any 3D graph, most often those are misleading. And then I also have in your module on Canvas, oh my gosh, my computer, you guys. I mean, my son's computer. Anyways, on here I also just have a one sheet handout that oh my gosh, 10 minutes later, that mentions some other things that maybe not makes a graph misleading all the time, but it's just not exactly accurate. It's not the best way to show information. Okay, so this character, why won't it let me click on it? There we go. Okay, so the characteristics of misleading graphs handout. This is just a handout for you to use and reference when you are doing your project. This project, I'm going to grade you on the scale of 1 to 4. Remember, 4 being the advanced mastery, 3's mastery. Just get at least 3 or 4, and I'll just be so happy. But with your project, anyway. So here's the handout that will really help you find a misleading graph. Or the other part of your project is you take a graph that's not misleading and you make it misleading. So anyway, so I'm gonna, you guys, this computer is ridiculous. I don't think he's restarted it in like ages. Don't you just love online school, especially if it takes this long to get to any site? Goodness gracious. Okay, so your project, you need to do one of two things. One, you find a misleading graph and you make it not misleading. Or the other way around, you find a graph that's great and beautiful and you make it misleading. Oh, you guys, my kids. Anyway, so I have all the information here. There's your option 1. There's your option 2. This is obviously, that's the rubric that I'm going to grade you on this standard, which is making sense of data. But this is the only thing I'm assigning all week. So take your time, do it well, and it's not due till Sunday at midnight. But if you have any questions, concerns, please reach out to me because I love to hear from you guys. Honestly, I do. It's not annoying. I love it. And I really hope everyone's doing well. I miss you guys terribly, and take care.